Back for my third America's Cup. Another crack at the old mug, and yeah, super excited, and it's really nice to be back with the same team and have, you know, growing continuity with a similar group of people. Sailed all my life, well, as long as I can remember anyway. I think the Cup really started to become attractive when the famous Alinghi catamaran and the Oracle trimaran sort of came onto the scene.
Race 2 America's Cup 33 underway. What a dramatic start.
To me, those boats just stood out as, you know, revolutionary, kind of started to change the sport really quickly. The faster sort of boats, with being right on the edge of control, being rewarded for sailing well and then punishing for making small errors, it's something that's really attractive to the style of sailing that I like. The foils in particular really fascinate me, and the forces that they give to the boat and the response you get and the reward once you lift up out of the water. Yeah, it's something I really, you know, have a big interest in. So it's kind of led down that path of chasing this shorter, faster course racing.
That's a near cube there. Yeah, faster, similar angle at the minute.
The first taste I sort of had was back in San Francisco, the first edition of the Youth America's Cup. First time the kids got the keys.
USA. Go.
You know, we were playing around out in the water trying to learn how to sail, copying the older guys.
Nice work.
The big thing was the presence that the 72s and the full Cup teams have on the water is huge, and going into the Youth America's Cup was sort of like going to school, and it wasn't so much about the skills that you had, but it was your ability to learn and create the new skills. Given the opportunity to meet the other Cup sailors and start developing those relationships, to be ready for maybe that one opportunity or one moment that you get to showcase what you've been learning over that period of time. Looking back to San Fran and the Youth America's Cup, there's a lot of familiar faces that we're still racing in, still trying to beat in multiple boats today. From there I sort of stepped straight into racing in the Volvo Ocean Race with Ian Walker, and then moved into the Cup world, where I was really lucky to join Ian Percy and Artemis. Yeah, we made it really far through the Challenge Series. It was race for quite a while with the Kiwis. The learning curve was massive, and I guess being there from reasonably early days in that cycle to come through sort of builds you in confidence and in training to prepare you for when you do go into the racing. The ocean race is something that I've always wanted to do. It's such a big challenge in terms of just how hard it is and the strain. It's quite an endurance event, and like the pacing and looking after the boat, looking after your body. There's so much to it. It really tries to break you, but the sense of reward is really high. The Cup comes a little bit more in pulses, and at the end of the day you do get to go home each night and reset and come back in the morning. You've got a little bit more space from your teammates. So it is a different game, but there's a lot of similarities at the same time. When it gets pretty hard, I just sort of like to think about the guys who missed out on the opportunity or they didn't quite get it, and that sort of gives you the drive to push on. If you don't do as much as you can, you're kind of letting all those people down. You're away from family and friends, and all those things that you're giving up and those sacrifices, they're all things that you've traded off to have the opportunity, and you sort of owe it to them and yourself and all the things that you've given up to do it, so you may as well do it properly. Foiling just makes sense, really. Like, the boats, they respond really well to it. Foils are getting better and better. It is really changing the sport, and it changes the presence of the sport, and you know, sailing's no longer a slow, I guess, relaxing thing that you'll see day to day. You know, people can go out in the water and say, whoa, what was that just went flying past? So, you know, there's still definitely a place for displacement sailing and planing sailing as well, but having that, you know, the foils and lifting up and that different sort of appearance and speed definitely attracts more people to our sport, which is, I think, is key.
Good breeze between us and the mark. Yeah, nice.
I never saw sailing going sort of in this direction. To be able to have a boat of the size that we do now, to be able to get up and foil and to go the speeds, I don't think anyone saw that coming.
Okay, 2, 1, board down, moving. 3, 2, 1, mate, turning. 2, 1, going board. There you go to leeward. Hi, Will. Yeah, yours. Hi, Trav. Hey, working up. There we go. Coming on.